You can even put your contact information in there as well, because you never know who might be on here, who could be your next business partner, referral partner, best friend, or even customer. So while you are doing that, I'm just getting, hold on a second. As well, because you never, okay. I'm getting this all, getting the recording set up. So give me a second here. Okay, I think we are good. This is being recorded, but it's also being broadcasted live on YouTube. So hopefully I have this going right. I think we're good. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Is there any feedback? We're good to go. Awesome. Okay, let's see who we have. Is the chat enabled? We're having technical issues. Let's see. Let me see if I can enable the chat from here. Okay. Well, it looks like the chat is disabled. So you can put your comments in the Q&A, and I will send the list out. So if you want to connect with others who are on the call tonight, then, or I should say on the webinar, this is not a call, this is a webinar. So if you want to connect, and go ahead and put your contact information in the Q&A, and I
Uh-oh, you're frozen, Tanisha. Uh-oh. She's frozen. Is she frozen for you too, Debbie?
Yeah, she is.
Uh-oh. The internet bugs got her.
I don't know what's going on with the chat.
Okay, so you're on froze. I can hear you, but you're physically frozen, Tanisha.
Yeah, your picture. Okay. She must.
There we go.
Okay, there you go. You're back.
Okay. Okay.
You're not moving again.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. I think that other computer was messing me up here. Okay, so before we get started, let's see if I can bring up my poll. If my poll's working. Okay, we're going to do a poll later today about preparing for the new year, because I'm curious about what you all are doing to prepare for the new year. So I'm going to bring that up later. But first, I'm going to really just jump right into our first speaker, Miss Debbie Harris. She is a close friend of mine. She is also a Mind Your Money coach at Gold Compass Financial. She is a serial entrepreneur. That sounds very serious. That loves to teach entrepreneurs how to operate, manage, and grow their business. She also teaches people how to implement behavior changes in the area of finance to achieve their goals. She has an MBA in organizational management. She is a published author and course creator. So Debbie Harris, you have the floor. Go ahead and show her some love. Hopefully the reactions are working. So send her some hearts, some applauses or something. Okay, I see. Because of course we can't hear you all, but we can see your reactions. So without further ado, Debbie Harris, share with us about preparing for the new year.
Well, thank you so much, first and foremost, Tanisha, for having me here. Today, I want to talk to you about how to establish a winning game plan to prepare for the New Year's. Okay. I am a serial entrepreneur. I also do coaching and consulting for businesses, nonprofit and for-profit. So here we go. I'm going to be sharing with you a PowerPoint, but it's going to be really engaging. Okay. I'm a really kind of engaging person when it comes to doing presentations. And so without further ado, I'm going to be sharing this PowerPoint. Let's see here. Let me make sure. Give me just a moment here. Where is my slideshow? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So Debbie Harris, CEO and founder of Entrepreneurs Business Institute, where I teach entrepreneurs how to operate, manage, and grow their business. Okay. So again, we're going to be talking about today how to establish a winning game plan for your business. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you're into sports. I'm really not, but I'm still going to use a sports analogy. And this analogy is when most coaches go into the sport, they have a game plan. They go into that night. They don't go in unprepared. They go in with a game plan, and they have something called a playbook. And so I thought, what more to talk about, what more to kind of implement and talk about is the importance of having a game plan as an entrepreneur, okay? And today we're going to really be talking about how to establish a winning game plan for your business. Now, so here's a little bit of the agenda. We're going to talk about taking inventory, re-strategizing, how to set real goals, and how to implement your game plan. So here we go. Here's straight out the gate. Entrepreneurship is a courageous voyage that a person takes not only to change their world, but the world around them. So you didn't just get into business just to say you had a business. You got into business to make a difference, to make an impact, to serve a need, to solve a problem. And so right out the gate, entrepreneurship is all about taking this courageous voyage, which is kind of topsy-turvy, and it's why it's important for you to have a winning game plan. And so, let's get into it. How to go about establishing a winning game plan for the new year. Number one, you want to take inventory. What's the current state of my business is the question you want to ask yourself as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. You want to first take inventory. What is the current state of my business? Is it active? Is it productive? Is it profitable? Is it successful? Or is it dormant? You need to first assess where you are. A coach never enters the game without understanding where his players are as far as their training, right? And their capability to play the role and the position that he puts them on the field. And so that's important to you as a business. You have to be able to assess really where you are. And you have to be able to. So one of the things at the end of every year, before the year even ends, is you need to take inventory. Now, I don't know, maybe some of you have worked in retail and you know that you have to figure out what you have in stock and what you need in stock, right? And I love analogies. So I'm going to be giving you some of those analogies just so this can be relatable to you. Now, you need to understand where are your, where's your inflows and where's your outflows. I love two things. I am the money mindset coach, and I also consult business owners and entrepreneurs and helping them with branding, marketing, and sales. So those are my two passions. But you can't talk about business without talking about money, right? Or talking about data or understanding whether you got good cash flow coming into your business. So you really, again, what did I say? The first thing to do, if you're going to establish a winning game plan going into the new year, you first need to assess where you are. So here's a good little business inventory assessment that I put together. And so here's the first question. What does the data say? And so you see it's pointing to financials right here. You know, what does your financials say? You know, are you in the red or are you in the black? And where are you? You know, and I know sometimes just starting out, you may not be, you know, in the red or in the black or whatever. You may not be in the positive, you might be in the negative, but are you on your way towards, see, are you still making progress towards being profitable though, based on what the traction that you've already gained in your business, okay? So you do need to assess still where you are, and you do kind of need to look at how long you've been in business, right? And so that's important too, but just because you're new in business doesn't mean you don't need to track. You know, a lot of people want big numbers to track, and so they don't track anything because they're waiting to become successful to start tracking their numbers. No, now is the time to track, because your numbers always tell a story about what's working and not working in your business. Okay, this is so important to y'all. So I hope y'all got your pens and your paper and your notepad, because the teacher in me is coming out. So let's go look at marketing results. And I'm probably going to talk a little bit fast, because when I'm being timed, I sometimes do that. Just try to follow along. That's why I do the PowerPoint, because I'm a fast talker. Marketing results. How effective are my marketing campaigns or strategies? What strategies am I even using? Do I even have a strategy? I'm just going on social media and just posting without any type of strategy, without any type of plan. I mean, do I even know what offers I should be making on social media? Do I even know if I have the right, if I'm using the right, you know, things for the algorithm? I mean, do I even know how this platform is really working and what successful people do on this platform to really get business? I mean, am I really using effective marketing strategies? And if so, what results? Am I just throwing something against the wall, hoping that it will stick? Where's my marketing strategy? And if you're just paying for ads, but it's not bringing you no business, you probably need to revisit that strategy, okay? And, you know, after you've done it a period of time, you know, and so how effective are my marketing campaigns or strategies? Let's look here at operating systems. Are my internal systems helping to effectively deliver the external products, goods, or services to my clients? So the systems that I got that I'm running my business by every day, is it taking me more time to get things done, and I'm not doing the things that I need to do that will really help generate revenue in my business? Are the systems helping me to be more efficient, more effective, and really operate in my business? If not, you need to revisit your operating systems, okay? Because you want to run your business. You don't want your business to run you. All right. Branding strategy. Is my brand messaging connecting with the people I'm called to serve? Okay. Now I know, you know, a lot of times we say I'm called to serve everybody. That's not true, because that means your message is probably not resonating with the people it should be resonating with, because it's not specific. Having a target market doesn't box you in. It allows you to really articulate your message to a specific audience so that you can attract business. Now, you still will attract other business outside of your target, but you do need to have a target so that you know how to construct your storytelling, your brand messaging, positioning, product positioning, all kind of different stuff. Your promotions, who are you talking to, and is that being relayed through your interaction as far as your branding? Whether you show up at networking events, whether you go to vending events, whether you're using social media, whether you're doing webinars and seminars, you know, everybody has a brand presence, whether they think they do or not. So is my brand message connecting with the people that I'm called to serve? Okay, and this is a little business inventory assessment that I just put together And then are my goals real? We're going to get into this real goal setting methodology that I usually teach entrepreneurs. All right. And so that's just a little bit. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of that. Here's a quote that I coined. Don't measure your progress on a preconceived notion. So some people just guess how they're doing. Don't do that. Some people guess how I think my business is successful because one person complimented you on a post. That does not mean your business is doing well. You need to look at the data. You do need to look at your social media. You do need to know, what's going in, what's coming out. You do need to look at some different dynamics in your business to really assess where you are. Okay. And this is not to beat yourself up, because next thing we're going to do, first we're going to take inventory. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to re-strategize. Okay. Here's the question. Is my current strategy getting me closer to the desired result? Is it getting you closer to the result, or is it getting you the desired result? Okay. And so you'll discover that once you take inventory. So now what you need to do is you need to figure out where you need to regroup, right? You need to know where you need to reassess some things. What needs to be changed? What things do you need to stay the course on? Or do you need to change course? Or do you need to revamp? Okay, so review and reassess. You need to be looking at your successes. How are you defining success in your business? You need to be looking at your losses. How are you defining loss in your business? What are the areas of improvement? What are the areas of development? And then here's a really big one for entrepreneurs, is training and delegation. Training is, are there some new skills that you need to obtain so that you could be more effective in business? Bam, this is really good, because this really is speaking to personal development, which really does have an impact on your ability as a chief executive officer, business owner, whatnot. So if there are areas that you're lacking in that are essential to your business, right, essential to your industry, you may need additional training. Delegation is really important. Are you delegating those particular tasks that you're weak in? Because we're not strong in every area. And so sometimes you're taking longer to get things accomplished and get things done. And again, now you're in the frame mind where the business is running you and you're not running the business. Okay. This is so important. Delegation. Maybe you're not in a place right now where you can delegate, but make your delegation list anyway, because you need to be preparing, and that needs to be part of your plan, that at the moment your business hit certain markers or milestones or, financial goals, this task needs to be delegated, right? I need to get me a virtual assistant. I need me a marketing assistant, because this is taking too much of my time and this is not where my genius is. So delegation is so important. Okay. All right. Set real goals. All right. Can you guys still hear me? I'm okay. I'm good. Okay. So here is my methodology. And you see my little quote over here. If you still can see here, you must get real first before you can become smart. Okay. And everybody knows about the SMART goal methodology, but I'm getting ready to teach you real quick a real goal setting method, because this is important. And I think you need to revisit this every year as an entrepreneur, because in this race, it will be easy to quit when you don't see immediate results. But if you got your real goal in place, you ain't going to quit. You're going to keep going. This is, so reason. Number one stands for reason, right? Real is an acronym, reason. So what is your why? Your why cannot be something like, I want to lose 20 pounds. That's not strong enough. Your why has to be, I want to lose 20 pounds so I can have more energy, so I can live longer, so I can spend more time with my children, so I can feel better in my own skin, so that I'm not sick, right? I don't want to be sickly. All right. I need energy to be able to do this business. So your reason has to be a profound, why did you get in business anyway? And is this reason strong enough that when things happen or don't happen, you're going to stay course because of this reason, of this why? So really simple methodology, but still profound if you begin to apply it. What really is your why? Okay. effort. What are you willing to commit to? Are you willing to put skin in the game? What money are you willing to put into your business? Many people want their business to blow up overnight, and they don't have no skin in the game. They just have a good idea. But what are you willing to do to cause this business to grow? Again, we go back to training, but also it's like, you know, what time are you spending in your business? What money are you willing to contribute to the success of your business, right? What effort, what are you willing to commit to? Because if you may be working full time like me, right? But now, I mean, I got to be more intentional about committing. So I commit every Saturday to teaching a group of entrepreneurs business so they can figure out how to put this thing together so they can operate, manage, and grow their business. I'm taking out time. I'm taking out treasure. I'm taking out money. What effort are you willing to commit to really grow your business? Okay. And ability, you know, what again is your strong suit? And do you need support? Are you attached to the right communities? Because all that is going to affect your ability to be able to, do you have support? Right? So ability, what's your strengths? Right? And I talked about delegating some of those weaknesses, right? Delegate your weaknesses, play towards your strengths. Okay. Delegate your weaknesses and play towards your strengths. What's your ability? Because if you're doing something you're not good at, it probably is not going to be profitable. I'm just being honest, because sometimes we're trying to do stuff because we see other people doing it, but that ain't me. So I got to be authentic and show up authentically to my play to my strengths if I'm going to really be successful as a coach, consultant, you know, administrative assistant, virtual, you know, accounting, bookkeeper, whoever. If you're not, I mean, it would be bad if you got into bookkeeping and you hate numbers and you don't know how to do the financial statements. You don't know how to help people really save, you know, you don't know how to help people do, you know, you can't teach other people how to do it. You hate it. Then it's probably not the best fit for you. And you're doing something that's probably not going to be profitable for you. Length is length of time. Okay. So length of time. Okay. Short-term goals, 12 months or less. Long-term goals, 12 months or 12 months and longer, right? Is long-term goals. But think about it. What is your reason? What are you willing to commit? What's your strengths? Do you have the skills, the competency, the confidence to be able to run this ability? What's your ability? You know, and then a length of time. I like to say set short incremental goals, because then you can see progress instead of setting lofty goals and then it seems so far out of reach. Set small incremental goals and then increase those goals incrementally. Okay. All right. So now are we wrapping up? Hope you guys getting something out of this. Implement, put your game plan into action. So we already talked about the importance of taking inventory, strategizing, reviewing, assessing really where you are. Now implement your game plan. I just talked about briefly the importance of setting small incremental goals. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Here's my challenge to you. After you've done your inventory, after you reviewed and reassessed really where you are, after you've gotten real, you know, and really revisited your real goal and understanding why you're even in this industry, why you're doing this business in the first place. And is that strong enough to keep you in the game when the game gets tough or when you feel like you're losing the game? Remember, I told you the game plan. All right. And so it's so important. It seems simple, but once you start writing it down and really putting that real goal strategy in place, then you can get more specific and get smart. Okay. Now implement your game plan. What do you need to do? Here's a challenge to you guys. What do you need to do in the next 30 days? So after you've done your inventory, after you re-strategize, after you saw what your successes was, your losses was, all these different things, what is it that you need to do in the next 30 days? You can just list one thing that you need to do in the next 30 days. Don't list 5 things. I would say start with 1 or 3 things that you need to list in the next 30 days. So if you see you're struggling in different areas, remember we talked about financials, operating system, brand messaging. What do you need to do? Where are the areas in your business? Where are the gaps in your business that need work? Okay. So number 1, that's a big challenge. What do you need to do in the next 30 days? Number 2, what will you have accomplished in 60 days? What needs to get accomplished in 60 days? And how will success or progress be measured in the next, I'm sorry, it should say 90 days at the bottom, 30, 60, 90. What do you need to do in the next 30 days? What will you have accomplished in the next 60 days? And how will success or progress be measured in the next 90 days? Okay. Got to get organized in your business, because if you don't have systems and processes and procedures in place, you're going to always be going back, redoing everything. Oh, I forgot how I did this. No, document it. Document it so that you don't have to document it every single time. So you have to have certain things in place in your business. Handbooks, guides, because especially if you're going to delegate somebody else, you got to be able to train them, right? And where you going to train them from? You can't be training them from your head. You got to have stuff documented. You got to have, because now you got to start operating like you're a big business, really. Because one way, every business started out small, right? But then they start putting things in place to grow their business and scale it and expand, right? And that's why some of them started small, but they're large now, but they didn't think small. And they started putting things in place like they were already where they wanted to be. Man, that is so powerful. They already started putting stuff in place based on where they want it to be, right? That's vision, right? You're going towards vision. So I'm wrapping up, guys. So in summary, to prepare for success for the new year, start by taking inventory, re-strategizing, setting real goals, and implementing your game plan. All right, that's it. That's my time. Oh, thank you, guys. And here's a little bit of my information. I may put it in the Q&A, I guess, since we're using that. All right. But hopefully you guys got something out of that and you took some notes and you had some takeaways. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you do have questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A session. I see some hearts. Tanisha said she is having tech issues. So let me see what her instructions are. Just hold tight. Let's see. We're gonna work with these tech issues. Go ahead and jump in, Monica, and introduce yourself, and I'm going to go ahead and mute.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That was awesome, Debbie. We're definitely in alignment for tonight's talk. So Debbie talked to us about how to establish a winning game plan. And I am here talking to you today about setting your goals. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Monica Fuselier. I'm the owner of PASS, Professional Assistant Support Services. I do online business management and virtual assistant services for small businesses, mastering in technology and systems. The way our lovely Debbie was talking about, systems is so important. So I help entrepreneurs fill that gap and get their systems in order so they can focus on their client and whatever their skill set is to bring revenue into their business. And I think, let me know, I'm going to put my information in the chat, even though other people said it was disabled. Let's see if you can actually see it. So my information, let me know. Let's see, let's look at the questions I got on.
I think only the host and panelists can see that chat. That's why it's not working for.
Can someone just, I don't know, give me a heart if they can see, if you can see it in the chat, if you could just give me a heart, that'd be great. No, no heart.
No, only me. I can see it because we're hosting panelists, but I'm going to add it to the Q&A. Let me see. if I
That's
can-
so. Oh, let's try everybody. Let's see if that happens. What about now?
Oh, somebody saw it. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I did it for everyone. Okay, perfect. So today talking about, let me time myself so I don't go over. Okay, great. So today we're talking about setting your goals, piggybacking on all that, the great advice Debbie gave us, that we need to set our goals. First of all, I don't know, it's kind of hard to do interactive. I don't know, haven't done Zoom this way, but I wanted everybody to name themselves, starting out with just an adjective, how you're going to name yourself in your thought process for this upcoming 2023 year. I like to do it sometimes quarterly, like Debbie talked about breaking things down in chunks. I usually have like a scripture or an adjective or something to keep me focused for that particular season. So some of the names are like valuable or fearless or unstoppable or millionaire or billionaire, like think big, what does it say? Think big or go home, like think big, like who are you in this next season? So write it down and make it plain, speak it into existence. Those are all things that we really need to be cognizant of as business owners. We really need to watch what comes out of our mouths, how we're speaking over ourselves, how we're speaking over other people, because even if we're not speaking negativity over ourselves, just putting it out there, what goes out does come back. So we need to be mindful of that. So start with your why. Debbie talked about this a little bit. What is your why? And I'm not talking about in the business sense. I'm just talking about for 2023. What are our goals for 2023 and why? Do we want a financial independence? Do we want maybe to quit our full-time job? Do we want to take this business from a hustle to a legitimate business? Because we can really saw the great divide during the pandemic, because people were qualifying themselves as businesses, but they weren't qualified enough to receive federal funding. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that as business owners, we're showing up professionally, we're dotting our I's, we're crossing our T's, and we're legitimate, not just in our own little space in our head, but we're showing up professionally in the business world so we can compete. So funny enough, I was going to talk today about SMART goals. So I had never heard of the real goals, but I think the real goals are very important before you even get to the SMART goals. So the SMART goals are, be specific in your goals. We want to be drilled down, because when you have lofty goals, they're not attainable. It's kind of like that whole, here it's January, I'm going to lose weight, which is fine, but you have no strategy. How are you going to lose weight? Are you going to exercise? Are you going to reduce your calorie intake? Are you going to drink more water? And it could be one or all of the above, but you have to have strategy to get where it is where you want it to go, or it sounds good. It's not going to get you very far. So we want to be very specific. And also we want our goals to be measurable. Okay. For example, for water and losing weight, I'm going to drink 8 glasses of water a day. So today I drank 4. So I made 50% of my goal. That's measurable. Okay. So the next day I'll do 5 glasses, and the next day I did 2 glasses. So I see I regressed. So I need to step it up. So all that's measurable, so you can see your progress. So in the end of the week, you were supposed to drink 40 glasses and you only drank 8. You know that you need to reassess, like Debbie talked about, and circle back and do again so we can do better. Because it's not about us always being successful in everything we do, but it's about measuring it, adjusting, and moving forward. So we can always at least take a few steps forward. So we want to be specific, have our goals to be measurable and manageable. So those are kind of interchangeable, because if they're measurable, they're manageable, because we can actually see what they are, and also attainable. If I say, and this sounds good, you're supposed to drink half your body weight in water. You know how much I weigh? I'm not drinking that much water. That is not attainable for me. at all. It might be attainable for Debbie or for Tanisha, but that is not attainable for Monica, at least not today, maybe in second quarter, but right now that's not attainable. So for me to be realistic, I need to set a measurable, attainable goal. For me, I'd be lucky if I get the 8 in. So eight would be attainable for me. Excuse me. Also, you want it to be realistic. Once again, attainable, realistic. For me, drinking a gallon of water a day is just not realistic. So you want something to be realistic. And then also the final T for in SMART is that you want it to be in time. You want it to be timely, time management. So we're talking about breaking the year down in chunks. So we're talking about first quarter, second quarter, third, fourth quarter goals. So 3 months, 90 days, being able to make it realistic, something we can actually, as human beings, stick to and then move forward. So you want to make sure that your goal is timely. So once again, I talked about small chunks. So you want your goals to be something that you can work through over the year. And you also want to consistently be able to look back, reassess, adjust, and move forward. This worked great. This didn't work. So I'm going to continue with this portion of it, and I'm going to readjust and do something else. Or like Debbie talked about, you know what? I said I was going to do all my social media, marketing myself, but I really don't understand how Facebook's algorithm works, or I don't even really know what an algorithm is. So one person liking my post really is not a successful business if it's not giving you a return on your investment. You might be running ads. Oh, I'm going to run ads this first quarter, and you spend $1,000 and you made zero from it, but you're making all your money on Instagram where you're not financially investing. So that's where you need to reassess, step back, see what's working, and then move forward. Or maybe even bring in someone who's a little bit more knowledgeable than you, because we have to invest in ourselves, in our business, and move forward so we can get to those financial or other goals that are in our business. You want to be clear. I want to circle back with that why. That, stepping out of the whole hustle, that's a nice word, and getting into real business, it is hard. It is not for the faint. You have to be ready to run the long race. There's going to be long nights. There's going to be sad nights. I strongly, strongly encourage you to, as one of your goals, is to have accountability partners, and not just one, but in different areas of your life and your business. Those are the strong foundations that'll keep you going. Those are the resources that people can bring into your life to keep you going. That's that edification to keep us girded up so we can run the long race. And hopefully your goal is not just financial, but it's to help other people, because, when we have just a financial goal, that kind of gets tiring. I mean, yes, we want to have financial stability, but when we give back, when we're doing something for somebody else, even if it's a financial gain, we're blessed in return, tenfold, actually. So I encourage you to think about your why, and that it is something that is not just edifying for you, but edifying for others. And it might be your family. It might be a legacy that you want to leave, but it's got to be something outside yourself. It might be feeding the homeless. It might be, having extra income so you could give a child a scholarship. Whatever your why is, just really think about that and keep that in the utmost top of your mind when you are setting your goals. I wanted to talk about for 2023 and your goals, and as you're setting them, remember that there's no room for excuses. As an entrepreneur, we don't have the luxury. We don't have the luxury to say, I don't feel good. My stomach hurts. I can't go to work today. I have a cold. Now you have to give yourself allowances because we're human beings. But you don't work, you don't get paid. So we need to make sure we set up ourselves in a situation that we have residual income, that we're not just operating on an hourly wage, because that's not going to edify us to keep us going consistently. So you're going to have to think out of a box. If you're a life coach, that's fantastic, but you cannot, well, let me not say that because everybody doesn't have the same financial goals, but I'm assuming that you want to at least, I don't know if everybody in California have a living wage. And if that's in California, you know what I'm saying? And I'll say California because that's a pretty high bar. You cannot just go on an hourly wage. You have to maybe have a product. You have to write a book. You have to do a calendar, do something, some principle, something that would enrich your business, that would support your customers, but that you can also earn money and not just on the sweat and your time. Because as a business owner, you have to spend time with clients, but you also have to spend time in the back end of your business. You have to do the social, you have to do the financial. And even if you are allocating it to other people, you still have to manage it. So you have to keep that in mind. So also consider in your goals, how bad do you want it? So there's no excuses, and how bad do you want the success? Like I said, I'll say it again, as you know, most of you, that being an entrepreneur is not for the weary. What is it you're willing to sacrifice? You know, people don't talk about that. When you see on Instagram and getting the bag, and all you have to do is a click funnel, the same click funnel everybody else did, and all you have to do is get a what do you call it, an influencer, and then you'll win. You know, it doesn't really work like that. What are you willing to sacrifice? You know, is it time? Is it money? You know, you have to be willing to invest in yourself. Like Debbie talked about, you have to be willing to spend the time to up your skill set game, you know, and walk in your authenticity, walk in your strengths. You know what your strengths are. What do people compliment you on all the time that you're giving back? That's what you need to give to your customers. Don't try to copycat and do what other people do. Even if they're in the same industry, they bring something different to the table. You bring something different to the table. Stay comfortable in your own gifts. And then also, what actions are you willing to take? You know, that's just really important in terms of preparation, in terms of, once again, piggybacking that. You would think that we kind of talked, but we didn't. But what actions are you willing to take? What systems are you willing to put in? If you want to grow, you say you want to grow, you can't hire somebody and not have something for them to do. You can't do it all yourself. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today, since we're talking about organization, is like I said, I have I'm a virtual assistant and online business manager, but I also have a product. So I'm going to share my screen. I have an amazing, if I do say so myself, an amazing digital business card. I've done my research for a long time. It is the best on the market. It's pretty phenomenal. It's very robust. And so let me talk to you about it. It's a part of the organization. So as business owners, we want to stay ahead, paper versus digital. Paper cards are great. You know, if you want to drop them in and win a free lunch at a restaurant, that works out great. But other than that, people don't really respond to that. It's kind of a waste of money. It's something you continually have to pay for. If you update a website or a phone number or an email address, all those contacts that you gave them your information to is now antiquated. You want to go digital because it helps you stay connected. It helps you stay current. It looks like you're taking ownership of your business. You're more than just a hobby. One of the things I tell all my clients is if you have a Gmail email, you are a hobby. You need to step it up, spend the $6 and get a business URL so you can have a business email. One of the things that this digital card has is branding colors, so you match. That's another thing Debbie talked about is your brand. One of the things that she works on. It's very important on how you show up. Whether you think you have a brand or not, that's a brand. It's one of those things where people say, if people don't answer, that is an answer. So if you're not showing up with any kind of brand, that is your brand. So be cognizant of that. On this card, you can list your services. There's a services gallery. There's photos. You can add a video personal greeting. You can share your card on all the popular platforms with just a click of a button. It makes it easy. There's an about me section, a video library, which is really awesome. One of my clients does insurance, and one of his testimonies is a video and it's very, very powerful. So I already know that he's going to up his sales exponentially in terms of travel insurance by that video, because I know I will never travel out the country now without having a travel insurance. And that was something that was never even on my radar. I talked about the gallery. So I have clients that, you know, sell product or Avon or whatever. You can put your pictures right on your card. And if you need to update it, anybody who has your card, it's updated with them immediately because it's not a paper card. Testimonials, we are definitely in a testimonial stage in our lives. Very important. That's how people qualify you. And so you really want to make sure that you list your testimonials. Always they can contact you via however you request, email, text, Facebook, Instagram, and there's also a contact form. Appointments, if you have Calendly, or you can just do a generic appointment so people can book with you right away. Like I said, Calendly, there's a multilingual option with this card. You can have more than one language, so that's important. Or if you have other businesses, you really don't want to put them on one card because that waters down your brand. If you say, you know, even though it doesn't really, but it kind of does. When people come out to me, oh, I bake cakes and I do insurance and I sell Avon. I'm like, okay, but what is your jam? What is really important to you? So be cognizant of that. So you might want to just give people cards where it's applicable. With this card, you can track stats and video, see who opens your card. There's audio and video email. There's a QR code, which I can't stand QR codes, but I just recently realized that when there's no internet, a QR code will still work. So it's kind of that analog digital. So you still definitely need to have a QR code. So it also does mobile alerts, audio, video, email. And then also too, I have a promotion. So the cards are $97 annually with unlimited cards, like if you have multiple businesses. And then if you want to do a setup, there is that. And then also too, I have a tap card. So you don't need to manually send people your information. You can just tap their card and your information will be right on their phone. So that's fun. And it's also a great conversation piece. I just went to a networking event today and people wanted to know more about me just from that component. So that was very interesting. So that's it for me. I hope I was helpful. If anybody has any questions, please put them in the, let's see. Oh, Debbie put her stuff in the chat. Okay, great. Put it in the questions and answers. Otherwise, thank you.
I don't know if anybody can see that. You just can see it, Monica, or can somebody else see my information that I threw in the chat?
Can you hear me, ladies?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. What was your question, Debbie?
I was wondering if anybody else could see me in the chat, any of the attendees, because we have 3 panelists and 4 attendees, and I don't know if they can see.
It's looking, no, because it's saying that it only went to the hosts and panelists.
Okay.
So I have to look into that. Well, did you try to send it to everyone?
It didn't, it's not allowing me, giving me that option in the drop down.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can send it to everyone. Did that work? Okay, y'all should have it now because I just copied it and sent it. Okay, let me just check the question. Okay, I don't see any questions. Okay, well, yes, as some of you know, I had some technical difficulties, but I'm glad that you ladies kept the ball rolling. The show must go on, right? So good job with that. You just jumped right in there while I was trying to figure everything out. That was quite interesting experience being locked out of your own webinar. It's a learning experience. I'm learning all kinds
Gotta
of
be
new things.
resilient as an entrepreneur. You can't be easily throttled.
That's true. I could have gave up and said, you know what, forget it. They're still talking. I'll just have them in the webinar.
Gotta be resilient.
Right. Right. So again, thank you, ladies. And I definitely am going to have to go back and look at the recording so that I can get all the good information. But some of the things that you shared that I thought was really good is the training and just reassessing your business and training. And you talked about, and Monica was talking about, how bad do you want it, right? This is your business. We definitely have to make sure that we are prepared for the new year. So I'm not going to hold you much longer. I'm going to just wrap it up with a couple of special announcements. And yes, show some love to our speakers. Throw some hearts and some thumbs up and just show them how much you appreciated their information. Hopefully you got some good takeaways and took some notes, and that you will be connecting with them later on. So I'm going to pull up my screen. So let me know, can you see my screen? Okay, awesome. I'm going to go through this really quickly. This won't take up too much time. I just had a couple of announcements. The first one is Toastmasters. Debbie talked about training. It's very important as business owners that we invest in ourselves. So Toastmasters is a great organization to get involved in. It will help you with your communication, leadership skills, presentation skills, and so much more. If you want information, then you can take a screenshot of this, or you can also, I'm going to put up my QR code, which will have all this information in there as well. So if you want to network, it's another great place that you can network. You can work on your elevator speeches. So I just wanted to throw that out there because the Toastmasters has definitely benefited me in so many ways. And I want to share this valuable resource with you. And coming up, I'm going to be doing a bookkeeping basics 101, what every business owner needs to know. It's another free webinar. It's going to be on December 15th at 12 noon Eastern. Feel free to connect and share this information as well if you know anybody who needs this information. We're going to be talking about what is bookkeeping, why do we need to do bookkeeping. We're going to share software options. If you're looking for bookkeeping software, I'm going to share with you that this is the time to do it. I think there's still some specials going on because of the holidays, the Cyber Monday and the Black Friday. So if you're on the fence about buying the software, this is the time that you want to check and see if they have a good rate, because a lot of them are offering special discounts right now. So don't delay on that. I definitely encourage you to check it out like tonight or by tomorrow latest, because I think that deadline for the special offers are going to be ending soon. I also want to invite you to my VIP Go Getter community that I started. It's a Facebook community and it is for small business owners. If you're pretty new in business and you're looking to, if you're a giver, you're supportive, you like to connect with other like-minded business owners, then this group is for you. If you want to learn special ways to save time, money, increase your visibility, you need some direction, then I encourage you to definitely connect with this community. Some of the benefits are that we're going to be having weekly trainings on different topics. Sometimes I'm going to be doing them, other times I'm going to bring in special speakers. And we're going to talk about different things. For example, content creation, marketing, lead generation, increasing your clients, all kinds of things. So if you are looking for just some more training, then this is another opportunity. Also, your business will be listed for free on the business directory. You will be connected, as I mentioned earlier, with like-minded business owners. And you'll have access to exclusive networking events. You'll be able to promote your business in the group. You will also have access to special resources, giveaways, and so much more, because I like to have fun. So we're going to have fun in this community. And as you can see, the value of this continues to increase with everything that I add. And I'm constantly adding things to this community because I want to bring value to you and help you surge to that next level of success. So the total value for this, being part of this community, is $2,500, but I'm not going to charge you that. You have two options. You can take the monthly payment, $25 a month for a year, or you can do the one-time payment of $150 and that'll cover you for a year, which is 50% off of the normal price. So you are welcome to call me to lock in that price. I will tell you that this is the last month that you're going to see these prices. In January, the prices are going to go up. So if you're on the fence, you definitely want to get in this month so that you can get locked into your price. Here's my contact information. So again, all the announcements that I just showed you, you can just scan the QR code, or you can just, actually, I'm going to type it in. I'm going to type it into the chat as well. But you can scan the QR code, or you can go to my link tree as you see there and connect with me. I have a lot of fun stuff on there. So it's not just the announcements, but also you can sign up for the next Healthy You, Healthy Business, which we're going to have part 2 of preparing your business. I'm so excited for the next one as well. We're going to have some new speakers on that one. So that's going to be preparing your business part 2. And the date, if you're interested, is going to be, all of these are the first Friday of the month. So this is going to be January 6th, which is the first Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's for the next Healthy You, Healthy Business webinar, preparing your business for the new year, part 2. And I will tell you that one of our speakers, Ebony Johnson, is going to be sharing with us about taxes. So you definitely do not want to miss that one. I also have a free gift offer. Again, when you click on this link or scan the QR code, then you can download that. It's a social media marketing 101 ebook. So you are welcome to check that out. And I want to say special thank you again to our awesome speakers. Let's show them some love. Debbie Harris and Monica Fuselier. Did I say that right? How do you say your last name, Monica?
Fuselier.
Oh, what is that? What? Wow. Okay. Fuselier. Did I say it?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Is that French or what? What is that? French? Oh, that was a good guess. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you again, ladies. And I'm going to check the chat one last time just to make sure we got all the questions answered. I think we did. Okay. I see one from Patricia. Did you answer? I don't know.
It's
I
next.
don't know what this.
She wanted to know what the, and I think she's gone too, actually now, but
Okay.
she wanted to know what was it net at the end of Monica's website, and I told her net. I answered that. At least I tried to. It said answered, so
Okay.
I'm putting that in here.
Hopefully she got that answered. I'm going to put my links in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Oh, that's right. You probably, oh yeah, you should be able to see the chat. So I'll put my links in the chat. And again, everybody is going to get the copy of the recording if you registered. If you didn't register, just send me an email and I can send you that information as well. Is there any other last minute questions while I am putting my information in the chat?
I just wanted to say thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for speaking.
So funny how everything seemed like it lined up, Monica.
Right. Y'all were definitely in sync.
And she
That's
she hasn't met me before today.
Right. That's true. Neither one of you have met. So that's awesome.
But it was awesome. I was like, oh, okay.
Even the order we went, it was perfect. Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you. I'll
Okay.
definitely
Well,
be
thank you
connecting with
again. Yes. Thank you, ladies.
you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Don't forget to come to the next one and share. And again, I'll send an email out to everyone. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening and a great weekend. Bye.